Hey, welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. Thanks for watching the show. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, Paul Tripoli, here on Coach's Corner four-wheel drive show every Wednesday night. Four-wheel drive, Billy Pendock there in the corner down below. Syracuse defensive lineman, along with Blaze Winter below me. Part of the half of the four-wheel drive, Timmy Green, our teammate at Liverpool High School, and Jamie Kimmel back up the other four-wheel drive. We have a special guest today, Stevie Scott. Stevie, thanks for doing the show today, bud.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
Stevie Scott is Montreal Alouette, former CBA running back, went to Indiana University, and actually the fourth leading scorer in Indiana history in touchdowns. 3-year starter at Indiana. And Billy, you coached him in high school at CBA.
Exactly. He was, and I'm going to give a little intro on Stevie. I got out of coaching for probably 4 or 5 years, and I just come back into it. And I signed on with CBA, thinking, let me give it one more shot. And I'll tell you, I had guys like Stevie and a couple, other guys around him, and it was the 2 of the best years I've ever had coaching in all the 20 years I coached. The kids were outstanding. I mean, and Stevie, the character these kids had were just great kids. It was a joy to coach them. Now, to give you a background on Stevie, he played running back, he played tailback, and he played on defense. He was a 2-way starter. And he played a little bit inside backer, a little bit outside backer. We moved him around on defense a lot. And I was pushing him hard, and I looked at him, and I could project him as a rush end. And I thought of him, he was a little bit undersized as far as height goes, but I could see him being a nice rush end. Unbelievable athletic ability, a great kid, and just willing to learn. And the position he got stuck in, he was playing backer, and unfortunately, our defensive coordinator was a guy that liked to stunt all the time. Now, we all know stunting's fun, but you're not preparing anybody for the next level. He's running gaps and stuff, and you're not showing anybody, teaching anybody. But I think Stevie went on that he wanted to be a running back. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he wanted to go on to college. I know he got recruited a lot as a defensive player, and a lot of schools were looking at him as a heck of a defensive player. But he ended up going on to Indiana. I was happy for him. And just a great young man. I'm glad to have him on, and thanks for showing up.
Stevie, start at the beginning, man. Start at the beginning. Talk about growing up, your high school, because you guys were close to it. You guys won the state title, your junior year? Is that right?
We won. We just won sectionals.
Sectionals, junior year?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And tell us about the recruiting process, because I think you were close to signing with Rutgers, right? And then you switched. I know what Mike Hart was Mike Hart the running back coach at Indiana when you signed?
Yes, he was. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, so I was committed to Rutgers at the time during my junior year, after my junior season. I had about 15 to maybe 16 offers around that time, but Rutgers was actually recruiting me hard at that time. And then so I was rolling with Rutgers all the way into my senior season, but then Mike Hart came, which is a guy from the hometown. He started recruiting me very heavy, and he liked my tape, and so he really wanted to build a type of bond and build a connection to bring to Indiana. 2 Syracuse guys, both running backs, and can have that story to make something happen and make something great at Indiana. So that was definitely one of the starts to get my career going for sure.
Wow, Mike Hart, Michigan, great running back. A lot of local guys from Syracuse, Billy, have gotten away from Syracuse. I wanted to go to Syracuse. I would, if they offered me a scholarship, I would have played at Syracuse, but they never offered. Why are these local guys going out of town? Why was Syracuse having? Did you not look? Did they not offer you, Stevie, at Syracuse?
For me, they actually were my 5th offer when they should have really been my first, because I'm right in their backyard, So, right. But after they seen that I was getting offers from BC and a couple other big D1 division schools, that's when they decided to, shoot the gun and offer me. But for me personally, I always wanted to leave and go far away from home. So I could, yeah, I wanted to experience something different. You know, I already know Syracuse. I wanted to see something different, and you know, go learn on my own, be on my own for a while, and get a good experience with life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Blaze, you went far away from school. I went 1,200 miles away to college. I needed
to. I mean, as a pro, I went everywhere. As a as a college player, I'm far away, 4 hours from home. I don't. Yeah. I mean, to some people, that's far away, especially when you're coming out of high school. You know what I mean? You're coming out of college. Hey, man, I'm going to San Diego. Where's that? I'm going to Green Bay. Where the hell is that?
Definitely.
That feeling of it. But you had a love for IU, though, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Then my official visit, that's what really capped it off for me. Them boys made sure I had a good time.
What were some of the parts of that visit that were outstanding to you?
To be honest, the coaching staff was great. They treated me in, greeted me in well as family. The players were also good players and teammates. I also are still pretty good friends with most of those guys. So, they got me real comfortable. They just showed me around campus, shows me, the things they like to do on their free times and how they're trying to rebuild the program. So, that's something I was trying to be a part of leaving CBA. Because when I first got to CBA, we were down bad my freshman year after we lost Deshaun Salters and J.R. Zazar. So this was something I was kind of like already used to being a part of, was going to a team and trying to rebuild, just trying to help a team be better than what they were before. So
now, Stevie, I got a question. I got a question. Ahead, Stevie, who started you in your strength program stuff? Who got you started in the weight training?
Oh my man!
You can say it. Go ahead. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and say it.
I'll definitely say it. When I started working with Coach Pendock, he definitely had us going crazy. That boy had us going crazy, but one thing I could admit, I loved it because it was a grind. It was a grind, and it was never like he wasn't trying to see us get better. That boy had us working, though. That's one thing I could say.
What, 6'2", 235? Is that what you are, Stevie? 6'2",
I was 240. I was 240 in high school.
Wow.
I was 240.
Now let me go to a serious note here. Now I'm going to tell you guys, Stevie, I've had probably 400, 500 kids go through my program, and I can count on one hand kids that ran a legitimate 4.4, and that kid in the picture ran a legitimate 4.4 at 230 pounds, 235. Ran a 4.4 at what, 6'2", 6'3"? What are you?
6'2"?
A real athlete.
And I'm telling you, when I came in, he had all the tools, but he just needed a little bit of fine tuning. That's all. A little bit of discipline, a little bit of fine tuning. Now, quick question, Stevie, before we go on. How many schools recruited you as a defensive player?
Oh.
And it's really crazy because if I didn't get hurt my senior year and I'd have gained more offers for defense, I'd have really went for defense. But towards my junior, because I didn't start playing defense towards my junior year and senior year, so I only had 2 years to play actual defense.
Right.
So I had teams like Wake Forest was trying to look at me for linebacker. Syracuse said they was going to see for both ways. Indiana was also looking at both ways, but Coach Hart wasn't really pushing for that. He really wanted me to be running back. But I probably had about like good 4 or 5 schools, but Wake Forest was pushing for linebacker very hard.
Hey, Billy, can you imagine if you were an offensive tackle having to face a guy 240, 6'2", who runs a 4.4 off the edge? See, I don't know why they don't do that more.
That was my whole point. And I'm not trying to go back to what should have been, could have been.
Right.
But I projected him, and I sat down with you and your father, and I talked to you about this.
Always.
I said, get away from the other guy. Come with me on the, we'll get you standing up on the edge.
Right.
And we're going to teach you how to beat that tackle. And that's.
I remember everything. That 2016, our junior year season, that's one of our best seasons there. We went all the way to sectionals.
I mean,
we made it to the second round of the playoffs. So
nobody could block him. Nobody.
Oh
could
my! Nah.
But I think deep down in his heart, and Stevie will tell you this. I'm not going to talk for him. but he wanted to run the football, and I know that, and I understand that, and I get it. And he had a great career. Indiana, he had a great 3-year career. And I want to bring up the next question is, Stevie, why'd you decide to leave your junior year? What was the factors that went into that?
Really, I had a lot of things going on back home that I was trying to get kind of situated, with the fam. And NIL wasn't even a thing at that time. So they didn't drop past NIL until like 2 days after I declared. So, I just had things going on at home that I was trying to take care of. And then also Mike Carter was about to leave to go to Michigan. So my running backs coach was about to leave. And then I feel like my coaches like didn't really, a lot of people was transferring at that time. So I felt like I was trying to get my coaches to get, some good transfer guys to come in, like offensive linemen, things like that, so we could help better our offense. But it just in some of those categories, they just wasn't kind of, fixing or getting right. So I just decided to take it in my own hands and try to go professional and provide for my family and do what I can do. Because I know that deep down in my heart, I know I could play on the next level. I done showed it in each level from college to high school. So, it's all about being in the right system in the right place at the right time.
No doubt about it.
All right, so you leave Indiana, the fourth leading scorer in history. You got Derrick Henry type of measurements, and so where do you go? I know you've tried the Saints, I think, and the Broncos. We've all been cut. I was cut 2 or 3 times in my career. But we're here to encourage you, even though you get cut. Talk about some of those experiences and what you learned in the Broncos and the Saints camp.
Well, really, my rookie year, that was my first time really ever getting cut from a team ever. I'm always used to making a team and being that guy. But
what year was that?
2021.
21. All right.
Yeah, 2021. So I was only 21 at the time. Also, I was still a baby. I was still young, so I didn't really look at it like that. So it's kind of that's probably one of my first times ever being depressed was getting cut from the team because I never had that experience. And then that was like a real rude awakening to the real world, So like now I had to strategize and find out my next move. Still train and go hard as I can, but can't let this negative thing keep me down for too long.
Right.
Because I always got to keep a positive mindset to keep striving and keep going. So after that first cut, I just stay positive because I know what I'm capable of. I know my ability. I know what I bring to a team. So as long as I keep that mindset, anything can happen, Sky's the limit.
Yeah, there's so many naysayers out there, Stevie. Gosh, man, when I went to Alabama to walk on, and I didn't have many people in my corner.
Right.
They were all saying you're not going to make it. So you always got to have that, that inner drive. We're here to tell you not to give up. I got cut a few times. Billy, you got cut. Blaze, I don't know what your story is, but we're all a little bit different here. You guys got put in the fire early in college, Blaze and Billy, as freshmen. Stevie, you went in pretty quick and learned to play. I had to wait a few years to play. But talk about Montreal Alouettes and training camps coming up next month, right?
Yeah. So you got training. Can you repeat that last part you just said?
Training camp coming up for Montreal.
Yeah. For sure, man. I can't wait. I'm excited for training camp. I'm excited. When it comes to training camp, when it comes to compete time, I'm always ready to compete. So we got training camp coming up in May, so I'm already ready and prepared.
Billy, he's a D lineman, Billy. I told you, he's a D lineman, man. He likes training camp.
I do. I wanted him for 2 years. I fought to get him on my D line, and they fought.
They weren't having it. They was not having it. But yeah, we back in training camp in a couple weeks. So, and I'm back in at number 8. So I'm feeling real different right now. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, really confident. What are you, 20 years old, right in the prime of your career?
24.
All right, 24, even better. Hey,
yeah,
talk about your coaches up in Montreal and your running back coach up there.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I really love this coaching staff that I'm on because they're all for the players, and especially our head coach. He's a great leader. Coach Moss is a great leader, and I can see that because he has everybody's attention when we're in the room with him. When it comes to team meetings, any special meeting he's trying to have with us, everybody's listening and they take key to what he's saying. There's never not one guy that's like, Nah, I'm not listening to what he's talking about. You know how usually be guys who's, knuckleheads who don't want to listen to stuff. Everybody's listening. And then from my running back coach, he's another guy who's also trying to help me better myself. And each and every day, always coming to watch film with me and just to better my craft. Because my last year here, my last year in Montreal, I was actually on practice squad the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't only play the one game.
Right.
So you know how the league is out there. They only keep a certain amount of Americans on the team.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was only 15 back when I played in Canada. Now is there 20, only 20 guys on a team, something like that?
I think it's way more now. Like you're starting to see way more American guys like on Canadian rosters now. Like especially from
do you enjoy that wider field? Do you enjoy that yardage everywhere? I mean, as a running back, I'm assuming you love to run free. Right.
To me, it's actually kind of a bonus when you got the wide field like that.
Yeah.
Like, if you got speed, you can use it to your advantage to get around the corner, And that's what I've been trying to learn and do in practice and stuff. So it's use that width of the field because, it's not seating. It's part of the game.
Right. It's 5 yards wider a Canadian football field is, and there's only 3 downs. So I know when I got to Canada, I improved my pass coverage skills because it was all pass. So I got better. And when I got to the NFL, I was better against the pass. Are you catching the ball more up in Canada? And has that improved your skills?
Oh yeah. I've always been a catching type of guy. One thing about me, I've always been a guy that's balanced. I can catch, run, truck, speed. So that's one thing we do every day. We know our offense is mainly a passing offense, but we like to run the ball too. So one thing about our running back this past year, he just went for 680 yards rushing and 700 yards receiving. So they're gonna throw the running back the ball.
Right.
Just gotta be prepared.
Have you ever run into that damn goalpost?
Nah, I haven't, but I'm planning on doing that when I score a touchdown. I'm planning on doing it when I score.
For me. Do it for me.
I got you. I'm definitely planning on doing that.
Hey, the wide receivers used to run the DBs right as much as.
Set them right up.
Let me back up
20 yards deep. The end zone was 20 yards deep back then too.
Yeah. Let me back up a couple questions with Stevie. Now, Stevie, you graduated high school from a Catholic school, and now you had, and I'll tell you guys, I coached there, and the curriculum and the academics was at a very high standard, and and these guys not only had to succeed on the football field, but the academics were a lot harder. And I know you two guys, we all went through public school, and very, very different for him. And and I just want to talk a little bit about your high school running back coach, Tom Marzullo. What things did he help you with when he prepared you to go to Indiana?
Coach Mars, man. Coach Mars always knew I was a big back. So and things he's always worked on me about was getting low coming through the hole, because Coach Marzullo's short. So he's good at practicing and showing you that. So that's one thing he always used to tell me to work on was just getting low through the holes, my footwork, and pass protection. He feel like he always told me you can't get the ball if you can't protect the quarterback. So that was one thing I always was very vital on. Because growing up, I actually played offensive line. I didn't play running back until my 8th grade year of freshman football. So I always played the old lineman growing up.
Wow.
Always. Pop Warner all the way to 8th grade. That's when I started playing running back. So I only been playing running back a couple years now.
Yeah, Coach Mars coming on the show here soon.
Yeah. That's my guy right there. Haven't seen him in a while, but that's my guy.
Yeah, he's gonna come on. He's gonna come on the show. All right, so you want to obviously make the active roster. Training camp is how long now in Canada? I know it starts in May, and you guys start games in June, right?
It's actually we got 2 weeks. 2 weeks before I have my first preseason game. But I'm gonna be well prepared for that. I love competition. I love.
What are you doing in training now? Are you cutting back, or are you ramping up, or are you just maintaining? Are you maintaining right now?
I'm really right now. I before this first month of April. Well, this month of April, I was ramping it up a little bit. Trying to get that speed right. And right now, I'll just keep conditioning as much as I can. staying in shape, just doing my little 1-2, my little. I like to work on my quads a lot, my quads and my hip flexors, cause that deals with your speed, So I like to go. I like to work on things that will help my game, better my game when it comes to
You hear
speed.
that, Billy? You hear what he just said about you know anything about that, Billy?
I'm gonna tell you, and I tell you this, and going back, and when I brought the strength program into school, I mean, these guys were in the weight room, but they didn't really know what they were doing in there. And I mean, and for him to squat what he did, bench what he did, and I seen gains that were incredible between his junior and senior year. And he'll tell you, they were everything. When he left to go to Indiana, he was a man.
I was already prepared.
He was ready. And
that's why he played. That's why he played right away. He was ready.
Well, that's why we're in this business. That's what we do as coaches and strength coaches.
Right.
It's our job to prepare guys like this to play at the next level.
Yeah,
it's not about winning and losing. It's about him to play and a chance to play and fulfill his dream. That's that's what coaches should be there for. Not for themselves, not for winning games, not for their attitude or their
ego,
For that guy right there to learn to play at the next level.
Amen to that, Billy.
Amen, brother. Hey, tell us about Montreal, the province of Quebec. Billy played over there. I played in Toronto. We all played in the East. Even though none of us played for a Western team. But tell us a little bit about. I know the Grey Cup is a event that is going on 112 years. Quindarius Ford from Tate High School here, where I coached. He went on won a Grey Cup with Toronto in 2017. And he came in and did the show, and he had his Grey Cup ring on, and I said, "Gosh, Q, you must have 100 diamonds in there." He said 105 for the 105th Grey Cup. It's been going on longer than the NFL. It's good football. It's a good football up there in Canada.
I agree.
So, Blaze, did you ever think about going up there, or did you have teammates? Did you have teammates in the NFL that played up there?
Hey, let's understand one thing, man. When you want to be a player, you'll go anywhere.
You never turned down an opportunity.
I mean, there are guys right now that are going over to Europe and Japan. They want to play, and they'll play anywhere on the earth. And the CFL is a solid neighbor to the NFL. And they have treated players well. They've given them a chance to be the great athlete they could be. And I thought about it. I mean, when Flutie went up there, I thought maybe that's going to be where I end up. And I was just fortunate, Stevie, to continue to play in the NFL. My last couple of years with the Chargers, but the whole experience of having an additional amount of time to embrace the game, be coached by passionate people. It's just like, man, Billy, Trip, man, we miss it. We miss it. And I'm so glad he has that opportunity. But has he ever thought, Stevie, have you ever thought about coming back to the UFL or a spring league here in the States? Have you has your agent, that?
Well, I was actually playing in the UFL before I went out there to Canada. So I would, like I said before, I would never turn on an opportunity. Whatever the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna take advantage of it every time. So whichever team wants me to come, I'm gonna come ready to compete and work. And at that time, the next opportunity was going to the CFL, so I had to take advantage of it.
All right, greatest memory at Indiana. Who did you guys beat, or did you have a big game? Your greatest memory from your Indiana?
Penn State. Penn State for our junior year. First game of the year.
Oh,
First game of the year.
Wow.
Over T.
Hey.
That's the time to be alive.
Hey, those guys. Hey, Bill. Hey, Stevie. We had a 10-year home and away with Penn State when I was playing. So we played up there. And we beat my senior year. We weren't that good. But we beat Penn State 6-0. That's right. 2 field goals, man.
That's a dog fight right there.
Oh, that's a defensive battle that I'm the most proud of. But we could talk about beating Penn State, Stevie. These
For
guys
sure.
below us, they can't. They ain't got.
They can't relate.
Look at Billy.
That's
Man.
a bad. Penn State's
Oh,
a bad
no.
word. That's a swear word for us. Penn State's a bad word, man.
That's how we feel about Purdue.
That's right.
That's a Stevie. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
How I hate Penn State.
Oh, I
with you.
hate
I
Auburn.
agree.
Hey, it's about Alabama Auburn down here, man.
Man.
Hey, Stevie, when I went down south, man, I couldn't believe the passion of college football, man. It does.
They love it.
Doesn't it? It's crazy, man. There's nothing.
They
like
love it.
They love it, man.
Fans, everything.
Yeah.
Everything jam-packed.
Now, Paulie, I got another question for Stevie. Getting down to the end of the thing here, Stevie. Have you given? I know you're right in the prime of your career. Everything is going. You got things going on now. As all of us know, there comes a time when football finally is put to the back burner. Now, when that day comes for you, what's your future look like? Have you thought about it? I know you probably haven't. None of us have. When we were 20, what are you, 24?
24.
Yeah.
None of us. I mean, but if you do give it any thought, what's your thoughts on where you're going to be 30 years from now?
I definitely want to see myself coaching and helping kids for sure, paving the way as much as I did growing up. I want to, still keep doing that type of thing. And I also, for some reason, I'm into like interior design. So I like to really design things of that nature. So I want to start kind of getting into more things of interior designing and photography, like taking photos of things like that. So it's many avenues I can get into. It's just, like I said, whatever I put my mind to. And just got to go out there and do it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm telling you, I got a little secret to tell you. My girlfriend, Angelia, has owned an interior design business for 35 years. So,
really?
Stevie, when you get done, call me.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Oh,
I got you for sure.
Paulie Blaze. So when I every once in a while I walk into the school, back at CBA, I'd walk the halls a little bit, and here's Stevie and all my guys that play walking with 6-7 books in their hand, walking down the hall. And I'm looking at them thinking, Jesus, I don't remember one day when I was in high school that I carried a book. Did you remember?
Oh, Billy, don't do that.
This guy here we got interviewing today is not only an athlete, but he's a student athlete. And I'm going to tell you this, the kid's a smart kid. The kid can do whatever he wants. And football, everyone loves football, but Stevie, you can't eat footballs. Just keep that in the back of your mind. You got a great mind, smart kid.
Right. Yep.
Everything's going to work out.
Yeah, Stevie, man, when things don't go your way, you don't whine, complain, or point fingers. You're self-assessing. Hey, let me tell you a secret. I had Dougie Baldwin, a great wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks. He's from Gulf Breeze right here. I coached against him. He went to Stanford, smart kid, but he was only 5'10", 170 pounds. Well, he had a great NFL career. And you know what he said, that the engine, the power behind his career? Self-reflection. What could he do to get better all the time?
Right.
That was his power. So, it looks like you're doing that, Stevie, man. We're real proud of you. I know Coach Pendak's real proud of you. But, thanks for coming on the show, man.
I really appreciate you guys having me on here, man. Definitely
have
a good time.
Year, man. Have a great year coming up, and whip some ass, man. Whip some ass. Run some people over.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to coming back on the show during the season too.
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be great. Give us an update. Yeah. Give us an update.
I got you guys, man. Appreciate it again.
Thanks, Stevie.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate you, Coach. I'll see you soon. All right, boys. Take care.
Thanks again, man. Good luck. Hey.
Oh, man. That was great. Stevie Scott. Oh, my gosh. Holy cow. Current Montreal Alouette. Great football up there in Canada. A lot of Americans now, a lot more than they used to be. Most of the skill positions in Canada are Americans. A lot of the linemen are Canadian, but Yeah, they've been a long-time partner of the NFL. Guys have been going back and forth to Canada and the NFL for decades, as you can see. But, stay tuned for these great messages. Without these sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible. Thanks for watching the Four-Wheel Drive here on Coach's Corner. Coach Tripp, so long. Have a great sports week.
There's a reason why Hill Kelly in Pensacola is the #1 selling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer between Jacksonville and New Orleans. While other dealers have taken advantage of a competitive market with higher prices, Hill Kelly has discounted prices to the lowest of the year. And Hill Kelly in Pensacola won't surprise you with excessive charges beyond the selling price. Come see why people from Milton, Pace, Foley, Bay Minette, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Mobile, and beyond are driving to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to buy their next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. At Hill Kelly, the bottom line price and your satisfaction are what really matter. So before you sign, check the bottom line and make the trip to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to see what true local ownership can do for you. At Hill Kelly Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Highway 29 in Car City, Pensacola. Or shop online 24/7 at hillkellydodge.com. When it comes to bottom line pricing, nobody beats a Hill Kelly deal. Nobody.
75 years of service in high tech today. It's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348. High tech is a term often applied to advanced services and products in today's marketplace. And today, glass is much more than the simple painted brittle, see-through stuff we hit baseballs through when we were kids. Glass is now a product with unique flexibility in both performance and application. And Pensacola Glass Company is growing right along. That's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray, and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.